that's great. Let's listen. It'll be L.A. and Philadelphia. Game 1, Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. 2 years ago, these two teams met, and the Lakers won in 6 games. And so Philadelphia done everything but win a world title in the last 5 years. Will have that opportunity starting Thursday night. And that's going to be it. The Philadelphia 76ers are in the dressing room on their way. They have won the Eastern Conference Championship, 120-106 in a shocker over the Boston in a game that no one thought the Sixers could win. No one, with the possible exception of the Sixer players themselves.
Andrew Toney finished with a game-high 34 points, averaged nearly 30 for the series. After the game, Julius Erving declared there's no legal way to stop Andrew. The Sixers were stopped in the finals, though, that year by the Lakers. But they came back to win the title the following year. As for Toney, he was tough on every opponent, but when it came to the Celtics, he seemed unstoppable. Other players also have had their favorite targets, as you'll see when we come back. Back when the Celtics were a powerhouse, many opponents were intimidated by the mystique of Boston Garden. For Andrew Toney, it was just the opposite. He said he always found it easy to score in the Garden. He especially enjoyed the silence of Celtic fans every time he made yet another shot. But Andrew Toney wasn't the only player to be public enemy number one in another city. There was Mr. Clutch, Jerry West of the Lakers, who always seemed to take special delight in killing the Knicks. In fact, he made them victims for one of the most famous shots of all time, that 63-foot bomb in the 1970 final, sent Game 3 into overtime, but the Knicks did recover to win it. The Lakers themselves were tormented time after time by Bill Russell. LA made 6 trips to the finals during the 60s, only to be turned away each and every year by Russell and the Celtics. Even after they went out and got Wilt Chamberlain, they never could beat Boston. Larry Bird's eyes lit up each time he saw the Atlanta Hawks in 1985. Bird set a Celtics record by scoring 60 points against Atlanta, and in the '88 playoffs, he outdueled Dominique Wilkins down the stretch to lead Boston to victory in Game 7. During Houston's championship run, Mario Elie broke the hearts of the Phoenix Suns, especially in Game 7 of the '95 playoffs. Mario not only hit the game-winning 3 from the corner, he celebrated with the kiss of death for the fans in Phoenix. Of course, Michael Jordan burned every team, but he especially picked on 2. Cleveland and Utah. Michael's famous buzzer beater, The Shot, knocked the Cavs out of the '89 playoffs, and he led the Bulls past the Jazz 2 straight years in the NBA Finals, including the finishing touch of his career, that game-winning shot, Game 6 in 1998. Finally, there's Reggie Miller, the Knick Killer. In 1994, in the conference finals, he scored a record 25 points in the fourth quarter of Game 5 to silence the Garden crowd, including Spike Lee. And the next year, Reggie did it again, scoring 8 points in the seconds as the Pacers pulled out a miracle win. But he's not the only player who seems to pick on certain teams.
Peja Stojakovic, he played well against us all the time. I haven't seen him have a bad game yet.
Right between the eyes.
I don't know, it must be something about me that he liked.
Tim Hardaway against New York Knicks. You know, he gets the ball, you know, in the final seconds of the game.
4 7/10 seconds left in overtime. The Knicks by 2.
He's hitting the top of the key jumper. He is going to hit that shot.
Here's Hardaway looking for the shot. Childs does not want to foul. Hardaway fires and hits! Tim Hardaway has won it with a 3-point fling.
Reggie Miller against the Knicks. If you want to put a player who steps up his game, playoff time, especially against the Knicks, is Reggie Miller, without a question.
If anybody's been lighting up your favorite team, or if you want to talk about Andrew Toney, just drop us an email at nba.com. We're now located in the TV programs section. Emails are coming in from some of our earlier shows, including one from David from New York City, who writes, I think you should do a show on Clyde Drexler. Had there not been a guy named Michael around, everyone would have known a whole lot more about the Glide. Well, David, consider it done. Our program on Clyde the Glide Drexler will air next month. Glad we could help. Coming right back. Andrew Toney's chronic foot problems forced him to retire in 1988. He was just 30 years old at the time. His retirement, though, did bring a certain sense of relief to opposing teams, especially the Celtics. While his time in the NBA was relatively short, Toney made an indelible mark. In fact, backcourt partner Mo Cheek said that if Andrew had played a full career, there's little doubt he would have been one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history. That's it for this edition of Vintage NBA. I'm Charlie Steiner. See you again next week.